Not too long ago, there was a great earthquake in a named prefecture. Several towns and villages were devastated. The fault was deep and went on for miles. Near the epicenter, a major fault line was formed on the northern slope of Amigara mountain. This was a sight that even stranger things were about to come. The oldest and the strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest of fear is fear of the unknown. H.P. Lovecraft. The fear of the unknown is the tendency to be afraid when you have no information on any level about something you face. We as a human, we fear a lot of things like spiders, ghosts, zombies, serial killers, and many more. But the fear of the unknown is beyond our imagination or capability to understand. It's more scarier the things you don't see, the things you don't have information of. It's like a test paper. You know that you have a test or you have an exam on that particular subject, but you don't know what is on the exam. You start to feel anxious and you feel stressed out. And that's the start that you get scared. That's the fear of the unknown. This manga name, The Enigma of Amigara Fault, written by Junji Ito. If you're familiar to Junji Ito's work, for sure you know the Gyo, Uzumaki, and Tomei. The fear of the unknown is very different from the other horror genre, like paranormal, slasher, zombie, and many more. Junji Ito used the horror genre greatly in his work. He tells the story but never elaborate the plot of the story. In the storytelling, it's very important to elaborate the important detail of the story, like the plot, like the settings and many more. But in Junji Ito's work, it's good thing because it's more scarier when you don't know what's going on and what's going on in the story. It's like you are discovering a great mystery and a great horror that the main character is. In the story, we follow Owaki, the main character of the manga. While he is hiking to the Amigara mountain, he sees Yoshida, who is hiking too. So they chatting, and Owaki asked Yoshida if she is here to check the fault line too. Yoshida replied, "It's just that when she saw the fault line on the TV, she knew that she had to check it out too." In this part of the story, it's just, of course, it's just like 2 3 pages from the start, but of course, uh, you start to get curious on what's really going on the story, and that curiosity part of me that keeps me reading more. Like I said earlier, Junji Ito didn't really convey mostly his I guess plot in one shot, manga, because this Enigma of Amigara Fault is just a one shot manga. I said it's just one shot, but the art the art is goddamn good. But this one shot manga is very short. I think it didn't even pass the 50 pages mark, but but he really conveyed the story in, I guess, in a different way. You need to discover of what is the mystery. It's just like, I guess, yeah, it's just like a mystery, the mystery manga or mystery anime that you need to discover the mystery, I guess, the mystery part of the story. But this, he used the fear of the unknown. That's the part of the genre that I really love. And Ito Junji's, all of his work is more about the fear of the unknown. It's just like H.P. Lovecraft, who I guess originated the fear of the unknown. Ito Junji used the fear of the unknown to his advantages. Like in his art style, you will see it's very great. It really convey the fear of the unknown into his art style. While they're hiking, they hear a voice and search the voice, and they see a lot of people looking at the fault with human shaped hole. Okay. When you see this in real life, what would you say? What would you think? Would you be scared or not? Would you be interested or curious? For me, when I first read this manga and see this part, I got curious at first, but when the situation start loading in my brain, I got quite anxious because when I'm reading a story, I try to put myself in their situation to understand the story more. In Ito Junji's work, I guess you really need to put yourself in the main character's shoes, or you need to, I guess, like immerse yourself if you want to understand the story. When you want to understand the story, the Enigma of Amigara Fault is just a one shot manga. It's not that hard to immerse yourself. Sorry, you need, it's not that hard to immerse yourself in the story to really understand. It's because it's just one shot manga. It's not that long. It's a short story. In Gyo, Uzumaki, and Tomei, the three popular Ito Junji's work, because they are, I think they are volume. I didn't read the Gyo, Uzumaki, and Tomei yet, but this is the first Junji Ito's work that I read, the Enigma of Amigara Fault. Not that hard to immerse yourself, I guess. Sorry, it's not that hard to immerse yourself if you really want to understand the story, the Amigara Fault or the Enigma of Amigara Fault, because it's just one shot. It's really simple. But in Gyo, Uzumaki, and Tomei, it's really, for me, I say it's hard because they're quite long. I think they are volumes. There are one, two, maybe. I don't know. I didn't even read the Gyo, Uzumaki, and Tomei, because this is the first Junji Ito's work that I read, the Enigma of Amigara Fault. So it creeps me out a bit when I read this part of the story. This is just really the earlier panel of the manga. It still give me the anxious and stressed out feeling while reading it. So this is how great Junji Ito's using the fear of the unknown horror genre in his work. Even though it's just a one-shot manga, I'd say it's just a one-shot, but it's really a great story. Even though it's just a one-shot, it still give me the fear that I guess that I really need in when I'm reading a manga and I know the author, I know the genre that he uses. I want to get that, or I want to get that. Like if there's a romance manga, or if there's a romance manga, I want to get romantic, or if there's a comedy anime, I want to laugh. I want to have the comedic vibe, or in romance anime I want to have the romantic vibe. But in Junji Ito's work, he uses the fear of the unknown as a theming, not really the theming, but the main part of the story. I guess the theming too, but that's the main part in all of his work. The fear of the unknown, he really uses greatly, not like any other story. That I guess, yeah, the fear of the unknown, the things that you can't see, the things you don't know, it's scary. It's like, I guess it's just like Bird Box, the Netflix series, the Bird Box. I don't say the Bird Box is bad, but The bird box uses the fear of the unknown, the fear that you can't see. That's the thing. The fear that you can't see. That's the part of the bird box make it great, because you don't know what's the monster, or what's the evil lurking around the main characters. That's the scary part. But in the Enigma of Amigara Fault, there's you can see the horror of it, like the scary part of it, the fault line with human shape hole, like like myself, I guess. I will put myself to the story again. Like, if I see myself with a human shaped hole in a fault line of a goddamn mountain when it earthquake, it's goddamn scary. But it really shown that, even though in like that, just like he uses the fault, like earthquake fault, he used that as a horror. Like, how? I can Yeah, earthquake is scary, because the where that I live in, it earthquakes. But use that earthquake fault, this the fault line, and put something in the fault line and make it scarier, just like human shaped hole. what what's the scare about it? But when you think about it, when you read the story more and more, and you get into the ending, it's really frightening. That you need, for I guess for me, you really need, I guess, an imagination to really maybe understand his story or works. But in this story, I guess you don't maybe you don't really need, because it's just one shot manga. But I guess you really need that quite of imagination too. So yeah, it's goddamn scary if you put it that way. But normal people like myself, that I don't really write story, I just read the story. It's really scary for me that a goddamn earthquake, a goddamn fault line, and a silhouette of a human being. Why it scares me? Because that's the part of the fear of the unknown really great. The You don't know what's gonna happen, or you don't know what you're gonna encounter. Like, I guess, like, I'm gonna bring back bird bugs. But bird bugs really use the fear of the unknown, just like Junji Ito. In Bird Box, the fear of the unknown part is the monster, I guess, quote unquote monster, that you can't see. That's the scary part, and you don't even know if they're small, if they're small or big, or I guess just like human size, human height, average human height monster. But in Ito Junji's work, like the Enigma of Amigara fault, you can he uses the mountain as the setting, the Amigara mountain. That's the setting of the story. Second, he used a natural phenomenon like an earthquake as a base of the story. He uses the fault line, in which it moves when it earthquake, and he put human silhouette in the fault line. It's just it's just great. That's What can I say? It's just great when you read this story. It's, of course, when you start the story, it's just one shot. You can finish it, I guess, in 10 minutes sitting, 15 minutes sitting. If you really observe the story, maybe it took you 15-20 minutes, but it's really short. When I finished reading this manga, the story gave me a uncanny feeling. It's really hard to express on what I really feel, because of the fear of the unknown. It's really hard to express on what I fear, on what I guess on what I really fear is the fear of the unknown. But that's the point of the fear of the unknown, right? That you don't know what's you don't know that you don't know the fear is You don't know. That's the good part of the story, the Enigma of Amigara Fault. It's just like, yeah, he showed the mountain, he showed the human silhouette in fault lines, but if you see the ending, of course I'm not gonna spoiler the ending. It's, oh, that's the fear thing. Like, what? What? It's not. If you sit down and just look at the ending and never read the early part or the mid part, I guess the mid part, the mid part, the middle part of the story. But if you just see it, read the ending, like, why this is scary. It's just, I'm not okay. Of course, I'm not gonna say what's the ending is, but why this is scary. But when you read it at the first page and continue reading it till the ending, you really know why it's scary, and that's the part. It's really great.